good. I see we're both in our home studios.
I know. Oh, look, our walls match.
What do you have? I have I couldn't even tell you what I have. What is that?
What, the wall?
Right. No, like not the I
Oh,
know
that's
what
a
a
mirror.
I know what a wall is. Oh, what's the wall? It's this assortment of plaster people put on to protect
That's,
themselves. To
that's what
protect themselves from the elements, people use walls, Marcello. It's
I thought you meant the color of the wall because I go, oh, we have the same color of wall, and you go, oh, what's that?
like it's a vanilla number 9 at Home Depot. Like what?
I must be vanilla number 9 as well because when I do a green screen, it doesn't. I blend in with the wall.
You guys are the same. That's your pigment is the wall.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm getting more tan, so I'm becoming less vanilla.
I'm tr- I'm trying to do that as well. I used to be tan as a when I was growing up in Miami, like really young, and I was playing soccer, and then New York, it made me pale.
Yeah, well, I'm in New York. I'm getting tanned, but it's just because we've nothing else to do. So
New York in the summer gets you tan. I feel that.
yeah, and also because we've nothing to do, so I'm outside more, just like walking around, just aimlessly.
Whoa, bravery. That's bravery.
Oh, because of the pandemic. No, you have to walk outside. I'll die if I don't.
Uh, yeah. I mean, or you'll die if you will. That's the other
It's
way.
it's both. And I have a roof, so.
I'm sorry, I can't get it out of my head. What's the painting? What is it?
Oh, it's not. It's a mirror. Ooh, it's this thing that people look into to see how they look.
Ah, I've already learned wall and mirror with you. Is there anything else you want to teach me? Is that couch?
These are glasses, just to see
Oh,
better.
wow. Boy, oh boy.
Okay, so for the podcast, oh, hey, how old are you?
I am 22.
22. So you're the youngest guest. This is actually really interesting because I was thinking about it. So the podcast is basically about or people you've met, and every time I go to say this introduction, I like fuck up on my words. But it's
Okay.
meeting people in real life. So kind of like an anti-online dating podcast, which I feel like, and like stories, success or failures, and tips on how to meet people in real life. But I feel like for you, you would have grown up with online dating, right? It'd be,
I mean, I think we can consider Instagram online dating.
yeah, that's true.
But I don't know, I was always scared of like I think the relationships that I think I've enjoyed the most, all two of them, in my 22 years, um, I think they've been with people that I've met in person. I think meeting somebody in person, it's it takes off that like that cringy, you know what I mean? There's a cringy I think constant idea in a couple that's met on Tinder. They're always cringing
Yeah.
all the time because they're waiting for someone to be like, "How'd you meet?" And then they're like, "We were swiping," and
Yeah.
they're scared of saying it. And when you meet someone that you're excited to tell the story because it was like chance,
Yeah.
it's like a weight off your shoulders. You're like, "Oh, we can talk about how we met." Actually, I'm excited.
Yeah, because then there's usually like a meet cute, like, oh, I bumped into them and blah, 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 whatever.
Right, exactly. Versus, oh, well,
They were one of 50 I swiped on, and they just
right,
happened to match with me. So I was like,
right,
ah, fuck it, we'll go on this date.
right. And the issue, I think, I don't know. I have an old school mentality when it comes to this because I think the issue with online dating is it's so unrealistic. Like you get to go into the date knowing so much. It's like, is that usually how it goes down? Do you usually
Yeah,
have
no.
like so much information when you meet somebody out at a bar? They're taking you at face value, and that is so refreshing. Like someone that hasn't swiped through your failed posts, it's like it's nice.
No, that is so true. Because when you meet someone at a bar, like if you meet someone online, generally you can Google them before you even meet them. So yeah, you can know a lot. And that actually means then you run out of questions for the first time. Like,
Right.
you already know so much. You're already like a couple of steps ahead.
Yeah. How hard is it to pretend? Like, think about every time you've had to do this. How hard is it to pretend to be surprised?
Oh, and then you're like, oh, that picture with their sister, is it their sister? Is it their wife? And you're like trying to get to that like, oh, I was on your Instagram and that girl was wearing a lovely dress. Who is she?
Most people are such bad actors. It's not a good idea
Yeah.
to go into it knowing stuff and then be like, so where did you grow up?
I don't know your grades from college that I found online.
Yeah, it comes off weird.
Also, as well, I guess when you're chatting online, you ask all these questions like, oh, where did you grow up, or like, how many brothers and sisters do you have, and then it's not as meaningful because it's not a real connection. So sometimes you can forget. And when I do meet up with them, they're like, oh, you already asked me this, and I'm like, yeah, but I wasn't. I was texting. I didn't know you then. So just repeat it now. I didn't store any of that information in my need to remember brain. But
Right.
now I like you, so repeat yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It didn't mean anything to me then, but now I
Yeah,
want
you
to
were one
know.
of 50. I was copying and pasting the questions for fuck's
Oh
sake.
man. I mean, for girls, it must be great. Like your Tinder is much different than a man's Tinder.
I don't know. I have no idea.
You're not on Tinder?
Well, I'm not on Tinder anymore, but like I was on Hinge, and I do know that in the pandemic at one stage, I copied my intro and would just paste it to, so because guys would be like, "Hi, how are you?" And then I looked and like all of the same. It was just the same answer for
Oh
everybody.
man.
But I was like, I can't be arsed writing back a unique response to everybody.
Yeah. I think there's a huge disparity between the amount of men on these apps and the amount of women.
So you think there's more men?
Way more men.
Oh.
Way more men. I mean, how often do you hear about the girl who's too nervous to talk to guys versus the guy that's too? I think the guy that's too nervous is way more around, you know?
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, Jesus. Oh wait, but so for you, would you have like? Because I'm just thinking, online dating for me is only like 4 or 5 years. So you would have been like 18.
Yeah. I
So would
mean,
that have been the norm? Would that have been the norm?
well, no, because we also didn't embrace it when it first came out. And it's
Okay.
like, yeah, it wasn't like, oh, perfect. It's the new, it's the new thing. Um, I think meeting somebody on YouTube, like for example, if one of my friends came out to us that he has a girlfriend from Tinder, our eyebrows would raise.
Okay, so it's still that's mad. It's still pretty
Yeah, I
like
think it's actually the older generation that embraced it, like people that are, you
I'm
know,
tired and bitter.
right, and they're like,
I can't
shut
find
up.
anybody.
They're like, shut up, it worked, okay? Like, it's working, you know?
Yeah, I guess for people who are too focused on their career as well, it's just easy because you can find a man while you're weeing. You know, it's like for the people who have too
I
much to
can't get
do.
over your accent. I can't believe your whole life, anytime you have to say peeing, you say weeing. Every time. It's not
Yeah,
like once. It's every time.
yeah, no, it's just normal to me.
When you're weeing. You can meet a guy when you're weeing.
But it's true, these
Yeah.
guys need to know that most of the time when we're swiping, we're on the loo.
You're on the loo.
Yeah.
You just went back to back. It just like hit me like when I'm weeing on the loo, I'm like, oh my God, culture shock.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, it's true. I guess it's true. Yeah. And the other thing is when you meet somebody in person, like you can have a bad day via text. You didn't think of anything interesting, you messed up here or there. That happens. But in person, you got to turn it on, man.
You're more aware. You're more on the spot. It's survival instinct. You just go into your best self,
Right.
ideally.
You can fail very easily live. It's hard to fail on the Tinder because you can write something and then delete it. But in person,
Oh.
you're like, you're like, yeah, you look like my mom.
Oh
And then
yeah. That's so
that's,
funny.
you could
Yeah,
delete it when you're on Tinder.
I had one guy went on an online date and he kept sweating. He was really nervous, and we talked for like 3 weeks. This is a few years ago, but he when we went out, you just kept being like, I can't believe you're on this date with me. You're too pretty for me. I can't believe you're on this date. And he said it like 20 times, so much so that I felt I had to stay for like 2 drinks because I didn't want him to kill
Oh,
himself.
I thought you were like so much so that I believed him and I left.
You're right. I am too pretty for you.
You have a point.
Yeah, I felt bad, and he was like dripping sweat, and I was like, this guy needs like Xanax. And he
Ooh.
seemed lovely via text message and chatty, but yeah, it's. Oh wait, okay. So for you in real life, what like have you any like success stories, or how did you meet people, or what do you do? Oh my god, so many questions at once. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I have a Hinge. I don't love the Hinge.
It sounds like
I
a horror movie.
and I used to meet like before the virus, I used to meet people every night because I was always at a comedy club. And then after a show, you're out there, you're hanging out. So even if a person walks down the street, you meet them. And I was selling tickets on the street. So for the past year, every girl I met was on the street and like either at a show or something. The success story or someone that like I liked that I met in person, it was pretty interesting. And this is something, listen how interesting this story is versus
I'm excited.
I swiped and then we matched. I swiped and then I invited her to dinner versus I was doing a show in Brooklyn at like a turf soccer field and it's like 12 people and there's this blonde girl and she's pretty and she's sitting there and the host obviously goes through everybody and she's like, so what's going on with you? Are you single? And she's like, yeah, actually recently single. And he's like, oh, some host joke. And then, uh, you know,
Where are you from? Oh, I hate
yeah,
Canada. The
yeah,
geese.
yeah, yeah. Ready to mingle. I mean, like just whatever. He could have been a good host. He could have come up with something clever. I'm not gonna say anything. But so I just heard that. I just remember hearing that, and I only saw her from the back of the head, blonde girl, recently single. Move on. I go on stage. I have a fun time. 12 minutes or something like that, and then after the show, I'm hanging out, like meeting people, and I'm like, I'm gonna go outside, for a second. I think somebody was gonna smoke or something, and I was like, we're gonna go outside. You want to, come talk for a minute? She's like, sure. So we went outside. We started talking, just about life. Oh, where are you from? What have you done in the past? Why are you in New York? What are you doing here? Back and forth. And then she's like, and then it's like a movie. The friend is like, come on, we're leaving. And she's like, oh, I gotta go. And then I have to like, dun, 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 dun. I gotta be like, can you give me your number before you go? And she's like, sure, yeah, I'll do that. And then I give her my phone. She puts the phone number in. She gives it to me. And she goes, it was nice meeting you. I was like, nice to meet you too. Bye-bye. And she leaves. And then in that moment, it's a totally different dynamic. Now
Yeah.
it's like, is he going to make a move? Did we just match on like,
There's a bit of excitement.
Yeah. So I actually texted her. She said she was like, we're going to this bar. And then she left. And then I texted her and I was like, I think I'm going to come by. She's like, okay, we're still here. So we went by the bar. We hung out more. We had some drinks. And then, we ended up hanging out for like, weeks after that, after, meeting in person.
Yeah.
And then anybody we met on the street, it was like, oh yeah, we met at a show. She was at a show. She's recently moved into the city. She lived on the outskirts. And then it was fun.
Oh, I love it. What happened? Why aren't you married? I love love.
I would say in New York, when I was selling tickets on the street, most of my, like anybody that I met was doomed, likely. I was selling tickets 4 or 5 nights a week from like 6:45 to 1 a.m. So and I wasn't gonna date someone that worked at the club or a comedian.
No,
so everybody was pretty much doomed. I felt like every girl that I met in New York while I was selling tickets felt disrespected.
Because you weren't giving them time.
Right. And like if I was giving them time, it was like, really late or like,
Yeah. Where you're like, hey, I'm giving you a half an hour right now. This is so precious to me. You should be so happy. That's how
and
I
they're like,
feel.
I'm not this type of girl. You know
Oh
what I mean?
no, because you're coming over late. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I
And you're
was
like, it's
my
just on my job. Here, look, they'll all, you'll be like Skater Boy song, Avril Lavigne. Do you know that? Are you old enough? You
yes,
know?
I
Okay.
know Skater Boy. I know
I'm only
Skater Boy.
like 8 years older than you. But oh my god, that sounds like a lot when I said it out loud. But are you
The number
23 this year?
8 scared you. Huh?
Are you 23 this
I'm
year?
23 in like a month. Yeah.
Okay, I'm only 7 years older than you. Woohoo! Okay, that's my American. Woohoo! But no, wait. So you'll be like a skater boy. They'll all regret it when you're famous, and they're like, "Oh, I should have been okay with the 1 a.m. calls because now he's like huge."
Yeah, I guess. Wait, I hope.
Yeah, you will be definitely 100%. That's a nice story, except for the fail because you're following your dreams. But
Right. And like, don't get me wrong. It's like you want to, in that moment, as a 20, let me ask you maybe. Let's see, what would you do in my situation? You're 22, right? You're trying to get into comedy. You're selling tickets on the street every night. You meet a girl. She's great. She's fun. She's nice. She
yeah,
wants to have like a real thing where like you meet for dinner at 8, or you see them every day and then you don't get to sleep in because you were out till 4. Do you sacrifice? Do you start making sacrifices at 22 years
no
old
way.
for a
I don't even do it now. I
relationship?
wouldn't even do it now at 29, like nearly 30. I'm like, if you want to see me, yeah, like I'll fit them in and make the effort, but no, comedy always comes first, 100%.
Yeah. So it's tough. I was doomed. I was doomed.
Yeah, no, and you shouldn't be in a serious, because what could happen now, especially at 22, you get in a serious relationship, could break up in 5 years, and then you'd be like, oh, I should have been using that time to focus on comedy. And there
Yeah.
is someone, like maybe like you just have to focus on certain professions. So like musician, like a girl who's a musician, she's going to be doing her shit at night. Or even an artist. A lot of artists work at night. I used to be an artist and I
Right.
was working until 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So they're more likely to do stuff during the day. You just need to fit someone
Yeah.
who fits into your world.
Yeah. But
That's why
isn't that kind of weird to be like, I need a musician?
I
Like,
don't know. We all have wants. I don't know about a musician, but I mean to make it fit with your job. That's just it,
yeah.
unless it's someone really understanding. Like my friend, he's married now to a teacher. Oh, Leclerc Andre. But he said that his wife was so great because she just knew that he'd dedicate like Sunday to her and then try and fit her in at other times. But she was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And
How
that's you just
how how old is Leclerc?
way older than you. So don't. This is like he's like
I'm
35.
like feeling bad. I'm like, should I have
No, no,
blocked off my
no, no,
Sunday?
no, no, no. He's like 35. So like I mean, and even then, when you're older, I don't know how old he is. He could be 33 actually. Now that I say that, but even then, when you're older, um, you can still be like, I have to do this at night. The people are gonna understand. No, you
Yeah.
shouldn't have. You're fine.
I'll tell you what though, I have been using Hinge during the quarantine.
Yeah, same. Or well, I
You know,
was. Well, it's
that's I think Hinge is like the, you know what I mean, the Soho house of dating apps. You
yeah.
know,
I don't know
it
what the
feels nice.
yeah.
I feel like I'm at the standard. You know,
Yeah. No, I wonder, do we have Hinge in Ireland actually? I guess one of the listeners can tell me. But I don't know. So
Hinge in Ireland.
I don't know if I should explain it. But yeah, it's like a fancy I like it because they ask the questions. And you have to I really used the questions to kind of swipe no on people. Like not on their face, but on like the dumb answers, or because some of them are just so detailed. It's like, you'll know if I like you if I let you pet my forehead or some fucking bullshit
Ooh.
like that. I said forehead because mine is so big it's hard to miss when I'm looking at my own reflection. But you know what I mean? Like these stupid fucking. Well, it's like I just want normal, you know. But yeah.
I prefer the questions that aren't saying much, like the
Yeah,
answers
that
that
me
don't
too.
say much.
Yeah, yeah, just a couple
Like,
of.
right, yeah, you'll know I like you if, I make you mac and cheese. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
nice. You
yeah.
made me mac and cheese. Thank you.
Yeah.
My answers are pretty. I'm not
Okay,
saying
what's yours?
anything
What's
really.
yours? Do you know?
I
Remember?
think, yeah, I remember one of them for sure. It's you know how it's the true or false thing.
Yeah.
It's like true or false. And then
Oh
you're
yeah.
supposed to write like, potatoes are bad or something. And it was like true or false. And I just wrote true or false. I don't remember what I wrote.
Oh, I
I
understand.
answered I answered the question.
Oh, that's
That's
great. I love
that's my
that. That's great.
move.
That's great.
That's
That's great. Yeah, no, yeah, mine are
Oh,
pretty.
and then the other one, I remember my other one. I only have two questions on there. The other one is we'll get along if
You don't want to see me ever.
Ooh, right. We'll get along if you understand that my career takes up a lot of my time. No, yeah. That,
I am going to be a successful comedian.
right. We'll get along if I wrote you like, and then I wrote the word jokes in Spanish.
Oh, great. I
Right?
love that. There's so much there.
Right?
Can you
The
speak
super
Spanish and do you like jokes? Fabulous.
right. So it I've noticed it answers all the questions that like their answers to my answers says a lot.
Yeah.
If they even write first, because
Yeah.
that's also rare.
Do you have an age limit on yours?
Um, I'm sure I have an age limit on mine.
I have above 27.
27 plus.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want any of these middle of the table boys.
Yeah, no, I just was like, I don't know. I was just like, I think 27 is like an appropriate age. It's not, 2 years. Guys over 27 might be a bit more understanding about the fact that I can't see them. And I don't know. I dated a 24-year-old and he was a little bit like sad. And I know you're 22, but he was
Oh,
just like a
carry
little
on.
like, he was a little sad when we like expressed, like, how do I explain it? He just wasn't very mature, but so are guys my age. So I guess it depends on the person you meet. But yeah, we just didn't.
Right. And
Yeah.
why? What happened? What was it about the 24-year-old that got you in the beginning?
Oh, he's really hot. I'm a sucker
Right.
for hot.
That's what it comes down to. I think we will deal as human beings. We will deal with a lot of stuff based on how attracted we are to somebody.
That's so true because, like, when I'm seeing someone and if they're mean and if they're like really hot, I'm like, whatever, they're hot. But if they're mean and they're not that hot, I'm like, who does he think he is with his receding hairline? Being
Right.
fucking mean to me. Like,
Right. You open yourself up way more if you're not attractive and you're like you have a lot of issues.
yeah,
Like you create a lot of issues
yeah, you
because
gotta be
then you can
fucking.
say something like what you just said. Look at his receding
Yeah.
hairline.
I
His
fucking do. Who does he think he is even going for me? And that's the good thing as well. You'll have like, Chris, here you'll have. So I guess the issue with in real life is that the guys who are confident. I guess well, you have the really good-looking confident guys, but then you have the really ugly confident guys, and you're like, what planet did you think it was okay to come up and hit on me? Like, I'm so offended. And it's fine if they're like nice and they come up and they're like, hey, like, hope you have a nice day, grand. But they come up and they're like, I have a fancy car, or bleh, or like, and I'm like, you look like a troll. You don't come up here being a dick, a
you
flirty
know
dick.
what I that's that's super interesting. And you know what I think that I think I know where that comes from. Okay.
Okay.
Those guys learn how to get girls from the hot guys, right? And the hot guys are being very mean
Yeah.
because they can.
Yeah.
And then the ugly guys are like, dude, all he did was like just be super mean the whole time and she loved him. So now I'm going to do it.
That's so true. Whereas if
And
the
now they're doing it.
if they're not attractive, like I mean, because it's usually like really like I'll be out sometimes and the guy who is like literally look like he walked out of a swamp will come up and hit on me. I don't know what it is, but I have a friendly face. So I'm just sitting there smiling at everybody. So of course they think I'm approachable. And secondly, if they were just nice, I'd probably like, because I grew up on Disney, so I'm all about personality. It just helps if they're hot, but you'd probably entertain them a bit more. But then they're like, you want to kiss me, don't you? And I'm like, I don't even want to be breathing the same air as you right now.
Oh man. But you
But that,
see, that's why in person is just the way to do it. It's just the way to do it.
Well, that's why I think with like guys, they're like, they'll hear me say stories like that, or women say stories like that. They're like, oh, I don't want to do that. And it's like, no, you can do that, but just be nice. It's just like, hey, how are you? You having a nice day? You look
Yeah.
pretty. Thanks.
Or, or,
Lovely.
or be nice at first. You know what I mean? Work,
Wait till they're trapped 6 months in, then be a dick.
earn it.
Yeah.
Earn the mean comments. You know, make her warm up to you, and then she chews with her mouth open, and you're like, "Yo, hey, whoa, that's disgusting." And
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh my god, I've never seen this side of you. You're acting like a hot guy. This
Yeah.
is crazy."
Are you secretly hot?
Is that what you're hiding behind that hairline? Is there actually a hot guy under there?
So what's your go-to move when you're like hitting on a girl in real life?
My
Hitting.
go-to move. Yeah, I go, eh. Um, my go-to move. That's such a, I feel attacked by you just now, actually.
How American of you.
girls girls always do this. Girls are like, so like what move do you use on every girl?
This is the
You
podcast.
awful,
I'm not just being a girl. It's meant to
you
give
awful
tips for
man.
people to meet people in real life. Everybody's answered the question.
Oh, okay. We're doing tips. Well, no, I'll answer the question. I just want you to know that I feel attacked.
I'm glad that you can express your
My
feeling in a safe
go-to
space.
move. Um, I'm trying to think of like because I've been in quarantine for 3 months.
Yeah.
Because like talking to
Sorry.
girls is like going to the gym.
Yeah.
You know, like you start to get those questions, and then you come up with good answers. I think I think my move is to double down on who I am. So I think that talking to a girl is basically selling yourself, you know? So those early on, those questions that they ask you, if you're honest, then they'll get a vibe for you, and then they'll know. But they won't want to talk more to you if they can't get a vibe from you. So if she's asking you questions and you're like, just kind of dodging them in a way, then she can't decide if she wants to get with you or not, because she already knows physically if she does or not. And
Yeah.
she just wants to know, like, mentally, is this somewhere I should be? So give her all that information, you
Yeah.
know? So where are you from? Oh, I'm from Miami. I used to, wakeboard. I love to go fishing.
Oh yeah. So don't just answer Miami. Give a bit more. Look at
Right.
me. I can use a board.
Exactly.
Fish.
Give them stuff that they might like, or that they can be like. They're not gonna be like, oh, I kissed this boy, he's from Miami. They're gonna be like, oh, I kissed this boy, he, used to play soccer, or he used to do something else that's interesting. Make them
Yeah.
interested. No matter what, everybody has something interesting. We all have too much time on our hands to not have done something interesting once in our life.
That's true. That's true.
So
Okay, that's
talk
good.
about that.
That's good advice. Any more success or failure stories from in real life?
Success or failure.
You know what I was thinking today? I was actually saying this on the other podcast, but I didn't say the story about it, but when I was in Ireland, I was younger. I was I was younger than you, maybe 21. And this American guy came up to us, and then he started hanging out with us the whole night, and then he was hanging out with me specifically the whole night. So I was like, oh yeah, he's into me. So we're sitting close in a nightclub on a couch, and I was like, fuck it, I'll go in for the kiss. And when I went in, he was like, oh no, we're just friends. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Wow.
So it was good first rejection, but that was definitely a fail of in real life.
That
and he
is
waited
rare.
till I got close, and then he was like, oh no, I can't remember if he said he had a girlfriend or something, but I remember just being like, well, now I have to sit here and still chat to him because I don't want to just run off.
Wow. That is, you went in for it.
Well, that's what I get for trying to kiss an American when I'm in my own country.
What's more vulnerable than this?
I know,
Nothing.
stop! For the listeners, he just leaned in for a kiss to his computer.
What's more vulnerable than closing your
I know,
eyes? I mean, that's confidence.
I know, yeah. Well, you know
That's
what?
confidence. You're like, I'm going to close my eyes, and when I open them, you're going to be very close.
Yeah, but look, fair play to 21-year-old me, I have to say.
Yeah, I have to say too. I'm very proud of you for that move. I'm trying to think of a big failure because they do exist. They have happened.
Yeah, everybody has them.
Um, to
And
me, I
maybe you're
think they're
too
more.
young.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
maybe they're
gonna come.
coming. I think I'm on my way to my failures. My failures are probably see. This is another tip for maybe you don't have to listen to me, but um, I keep my failures to a minimum by staying as distant as possible. And it also helps because distant, the girl thinks you're being distant. She's like intrigued. And then distant, she doesn't like you. You're like, well, thank God I'm distant. So you can't really,
So you
you
don't put
can't
yourself
really,
out there. That's terrible. There's probably girls who do like you, and they're probably just like, he's not interested. See you later.
I'm sure. But there's probably girls that don't like me. And they're like, I'm so glad he gave up so quick
Yeah,
because
true.
I did not
I
like
wish
him.
some others had given up on me quicker.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Biggest failure. I don't know. I think a big fail for me was I met a girl at a show and she left. She lived somewhere else. And then we talked a lot via text and FaceTime. And I put in all this time. And I guess I was so just dumb for this, but um she came to town for like 2 nights. And we were talking a lot. Like I was spending a lot of time
Yeah.
FaceTiming, texting, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And then she shows up. She's at some place and I had just finished, working, and I was like, I don't feel like it.
Oh, you didn't feel like it.
I'm like, I don't want to wait in line to get into a club. I don't want
Yeah.
to
See,
and she never talked to me again
yeah, that's
because we
so,
shared a lot, you
yeah.
know?
That's so funny. The same thing happened to me, but I'm that girl. Yeah, same thing. Talking a lot, phone calls, and we didn't FaceTime. FaceTime is very intimate, by the way, as well. And
I start with the FaceTime.
okay,
That's how I
yeah.
begin my girl
I think
relationship.
I think it's good. I think it's good, especially if you FaceTime off online, because then you get a vibe with them before you waste your time meeting up with them. But yeah, no, I definitely think. But yeah, same thing. Same. I think he just was like,
Wow.
when I was there, he was just like, oh, not. We did end up meeting a few days later because I was there for a week, but it was just not the same. And the fact that he didn't really want to meet up with me the first night, and I was like close by, I was kind of like, actually, do you know what? I've been talking to this guy for like 2 months, and he's like not arsed making the effort. So he was like, oh, well, I'm just like, my granny died. And I was like, yeah, your granny died a month ago. You already told me that. And he was like, oh, yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, I was with the family today and stuff. So I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh my God. You are such a savage for the comment. You already told me that.
I was
You're
like, a
gonna
month ago. You know, like, you could be like, he could have even texted me when I got there, being like, hey, saw you're here. Hope you had a safe. I won't be able to meet up with you today or tomorrow because I have plans, but I'd love to meet up with you. And so, yeah, that would have been, instead of just being like he was just very nonchalant. But I think it was just like you, like he was just probably like, oh, actually, this is like, I can't be arsed.
Wow. I mean, that is
We're actually
I
still
love
friends on Instagram though. Like, and if
oh,
I,
on Instagram.
well, do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if I ever bumped into him, I would be very polite to him. Like, it never had a future anyway, but it was a similar story.
your granny's dead, man.
No,
She's
but
already
it's just
died.
like, to be like, oh, well, my granny died. Don't say that. You just be like, whatever. But don't say that. She died a month ago. A month ago. You had a month to mourn.
I have never received a dead granny text, and my first thought was he already used that one. Like you're you're like that's I don't know if you know this, my friend, but there's a one use rule with the dead granny excuse, and you've already exhausted that, so you're gonna have to either is this another granny? Is this your second granny? Because I'll give you another month if this is your second grandma that's
Well,
died.
the thing was, he didn't use it as an excuse when he told me, but like, we were on the phone and he was like, yeah, my granny died today. And he was like, oh, I haven't told anyone yet. I just didn't feel like it. So you're the first person I've told. So we had like that shared like emotional connection. And then a month later, he's like, oh, I can't come out tonight. You know, my granny died. And I was like, yeah, dude, I was apparently the first person you told a month ago. That phone call was very meaningful to me, motherfucker.
Oh, there were actually 3 girls to hang out with that night, and 2 of them got the dead granny text,
Yeah.
and he forgot that one of them he had already told.
Yeah.
That's what happened. He was like, oh, darn.
Yeah, I would love to be there when he received the message back, just gone, fuck.
The other girl was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, she's like sending him like a wreath.
Totally understand. And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I wish other people were as understanding as you
Yeah. Irish women. But yeah, so that's so you didn't meet up with that girl and you didn't talk again.
Never again. I even tried to reach out because I felt guilty. I was like, because for months she was like 2 weeks, like, and then she'd be coming in 2 weeks. She'd be like 2 weeks.
Oh my God, one anticlimax.
But then she showed up and she was at some like super prestigious club at some table. And I was like, I don't know. I've been the guy that shows up to the club and then the guy that's paying for the table is there and I'm with one of the girls that's at the table. And then there's this awkward, like, I'm just going to get my drinks at the bar. I realize I'm not a girl. I get it. I'm with this girl. And now this girl is off the menu for all his friends. You feel guilty. You feel guilty.
And would you not have, because for her, she probably thought, I'm going to impress him. Like, my friends are going to this club. Would you not have been like, hey, I don't want to go to a club. Do you want to just like hang out with me? Because to be honest with you, if you're talking to you that much, she probably was there, you know, to see you as well.
Wow. This is my 21, 22-year-old self kind of looking at myself like, you kind of goofed it there, buddy. You could have offered the singular hangout. I could have said anything. I could have been like, when you're done, let's go get pizza or
you missed out on some great sex.
Perhaps.
That's okay though. What's for you? But maybe you would have had sex with her and like got an STD. Not saying that she is an STD. Or you could have had sex with her, left the apartment, got ran over by a car. So as my dad says, what's for you won't pass you. But just live and learn. Next girl will be like, no, just meet me afterwards.
Right. Or is there any way we can meet afterwards? I'm not in the mood for a club. Like, I'm thinking of every possible text I could have used, and instead I was just like, I don't think I answered or something. I don't know.
Oh, you're such a lad. Just a lad.
We're learning so much. I'm like, I came into this podcast like, I'm excited. I'm gonna reminisce on the good times, and it's like, no, that's a mistake. Be honest, Marcello. Just be honest.
So wait, because when you messaged me, you were like, you thought this was an online dating podcast, and you were like, oh, I have an online story. It's not. Yes. But can I hear the story?
Oh yes, the online story.
Wow.
This is a scary story. I don't even want to.
I'm so excited.
I don't even want to say the story. I'm gonna. There's just okay. Beware of online dating for this reason. When you don't know a person well enough and then you just meet them based on their profile, you don't get, you're too hopeful. You're like, we swiped, it was easy, we can just hang out now and it's fun. I kind of got lost, I think, in the convenience of not, so we went out, we had tea, it was great. Then we, maybe had dinner or lunch or something. And then we hung out one-on-one at her place, right? The answer is yes. And then literally, sorry. This is the worst possible time for this to happen. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
Did you just go where it? Yeah. That happens sometimes.
No, when you get a FaceTime, your whole computer just shuts down. So we hung out one-on-one. We did the thing. We did the thing people do when they're one-on-one.
Yum, lovely. Well, I don't know why I just said yum. Ew, that just made it so gross. Sorry, I've never said that before.
Did that thing, right?
Yeah.
And it was fun, good time. And then this must have been from a Thursday to like a to like a Monday, like in that span.
Yeah.
Like from a Wednesday to a Sunday, like through to like a week of dates. You know, we're really getting to know each other. It's fun. We want to hang out
It's
again.
intense. Yeah.
Right. And then once this ends, my work starts again. She doesn't know what it's like for me to work.
Yeah.
She knows what it's like for me to like, you know, spend 4 or 5 days, you know, like, oh yeah, I can make that. Okay, I can make that. Okay, I can make that. And that was like me stretching, you know, it's this new thing. You want to see them, you want to do right by them, so you do it. And then work started, and it was kind of like, I'm sorry, I can't do it tonight. Or I'm sorry, I can't do it tonight. And then she shows up at my work drunk,
Oh no.
asking everybody, where is my boyfriend?
Oh no. Oh
Where's my
Jesus.
boyfriend? Have you seen my boyfriend? And then now I have this fantastic story of me being in the back of the room and my buddy being like, yo, there's a girl. She says she's your girlfriend. She's talking to everybody. Just stay in there.
Yeah.
Just don't come outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, all right. She goes, yeah, I told her you weren't here. I told her you were over there somewhere else. And this is how I know she was drunk, is because he said over there and she just went over there. She just went to an over there that there was. So like that, I think that's the danger of the online dating, is that the beauty of meeting in person is that you kind of get to like break that down
I
and
think
like
so.
kind of see that. But after the swiping, you're like in this like cloud nine where you're like, oh, you know, everything is so easy. Everything is so fine. And I got
Also, as well, if
lost.
you've been chatting online, they might think in their head they're further along. Because, like, how she thought you were a boyfriend. But, so did you ever hear from her again, or she just disappeared after that?
I mean, I disappeared after that.
You went back to Miami. This was
Yeah.
never mind the virus. You were like,
She did not want to disappear. And the thing is that as a guy, it's not easy to, you know,
but she came to your work like the comedy club.
right.
And then how did you get rid of her after that? Like obviously she kept texting you or calling or something.
Right. Yeah. But then it was just, you know, I think I did the big text thing, you know, the long.
You nearly had to break up with her when you're not even together.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
because I was just like, I mean, that's weird.
That's fucking weird. No, that's mental. It's absolutely insane. It's just like I feel bad for that girl because
And we didn't
it's delusional
we
as well.
didn't meet at summer camp when we were 3
Yeah.
and grow up together and, you know, start dating and
Yeah.
then, you know, meet each other's family, and then she
But
shows up drunk. Where's my
imagine.
boyfriend? The word boyfriend.
I know.
As soon as I heard that, and I'll tell you what, even when she went in looking for me like that, I was talking to a girl or something. Like just as nothing like, you know, extreme. Like I probably would have hung out with that girl again and been like, oh yeah. But I was just meeting somebody
Yeah.
and talking to them, getting to know them.
Yeah.
And she shows up like, where's my boyfriend? Oh my God.
Well,
I just had a flashback. She actually like, there was more to the story. I had to like, she did come inside and then she was like all over me. Oh, I remember now. She was like hugging me, like but drunk, very drunk. And then there came a point where I was able to like escape. And then my friend said he went over there and then she left and then she didn't come back to the club. But there was a point where I'm in the club with a drunk girl who told everybody I'm her boyfriend, and she's on top of me like this, at like falling. And it's like, this is not, you don't go from Hinge date to this.
yeah, no, 100%. Any logical, sane person knows that. And then secondly, as well, but firstly, she had the balls to come by herself. Secondly, she introduced herself to your friends because your coworkers are your friends. So like,
Right.
being
And I
introduced.
think she was with other friends who were like uncomfortable the whole time. She was like, oh my God, can you imagine this? Can you imagine you're with your friend and she just met a guy on Hinge, and then you guys are out on a girls' night,
I wouldn't let her
and then
go.
she tells all her friends, hey girls, let's go see my boyfriend. and they're like, stop. And she's
How
like,
old is
no,
she?
let's do it. Probably like a year younger than me, maybe 2
Yeah,
years
so she's
max.
just young. She's just young. She might grow into a very logical, normal person, but young people and
Yeah.
alcohol, woof, loopy. And then
Yeah.
old
I
people with
learned my
alcohol,
lesson.
but I think, but that's the thing as well, because like meeting the friends is like a huge, like, that's like 4 or 5 months down the line. You're like, oh yeah, I want to
Oh
have a
my
relationship
God.
with this person, meet the friends, or like maybe even 3 months, but like 5 days?
Yeah.
No.
And they remember you, like the friends remember you if I introduce you.
Yeah.
But if you show up and you're like, where's my boyfriend? Where's my boyfriend? They forget you.
After a month, be like, "Where's my husband?" So,
Yeah.
so you did block her in the end, or you sent the message to like, "Hey,
I
we're not."
sent the big message, and then you know, no one's ever happy to receive that message. Then it becomes like, is there a way to end this with mutual dignity, you know?
Yeah.
And I think we did an okay job.
Oh, that's okay. At
And
least she
then
didn't turn up again.
right, right. And I think after what my move is after like a month or 2 months or something, if they put up something interesting on a
Yeah.
site, I'll be like, that's nice. You know,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
try to like transition.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I
Me too.
think
I like that.
the worst thing you can do to become friends with somebody after you've been together is to say, can we be friends?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just be friends.
Yeah. 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 No, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. No, that's great. I actually, that's funny because it was obviously at the Grizzly Pear, right?
Um, there's no reason to create
Oh no,
settings.
just because it happened. A similar thing happened to me at the Grizzly Pear. So
Ooh,
I was I I don't know. I don't think I've talked about it on this podcast.
was
I
this
can't remember.
an online
I met
situation?
him online. No, I met him in real life on the train, and he was just like chatting to me. And then we got off. And then when I looked at my Tinder that night, so this is years ago, he had super liked me. So then I went on a
Huh.
first date with him, and I actually ended up having sex with him on the first date, which usually I don't do, but I was like new to America, drunk and fun and whatever. I was like, but then I never, his like mum got sick or something, so I didn't really see him again. He said he had to fly back to like LA or somewhere like the next day. So I was like, oh, it's just like a one night stand, and he hasn't got like the guts to tell me that it's just a one night stand, but that's grand. But then a few months later, he texted me, he was like, oh, I'm back, my mum's better. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was actually seeing someone, so I said, I can't see it. But then when me and that person broke up, I was like drunk, and I texted him, I was like, hey, come out. But then when he came out, he was like really annoying, and he was too much. So I just was like, oh, I'm not gonna. He was like, come to China with me. And he was like, we were in the bar. He was like, I've got such a hard on for you. Feel my rock hard dick. And I was
Oh.
like, oh God, this is why you don't have one night stands. And then go back. And then he was like, just come to China with me. I'm going to China. And then I was like, no, I don't want to go to China. And he was like, I'm going in a week. And I was like, no, no, no. And then Tori, I guess, said to him, we have a show, because we used to run a week at the Grizzly Pear years ago. And she was like, we have our show tomorrow. You should come. And then I forgot that. And then I had 3 shows that night. And on the way home was the last show at the Pear. And when I was walking down, I saw him outside talking to a comedian, and he was like, "Oh, is Katie here?" And I don't know why he said, but I think he was under the impression that we were like gonna like date. So I just like texted Tori and was like, "I'm not doing the show."
You
I
just
just
didn't
left.
show up at
I
all.
just left.
Oh my
I'd
God.
already done 2 that night, so I was like, "Do you know what? It's fine." And she was like, "Oh, it's a shit show tonight anyway." So I was like, "I can't even.
Oh
I just can't deal
man.
with it." So I just like didn't respond and just got on a train home.
Nicely done. Just avoid the whole
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
You get home and you feel like you did a shortcut. It's a great feeling, I bet.
Yeah, but he still.
Wow.
I bumped into him a few times over the years. He still like follows me on the socials, and like, yeah, I was seeing someone else who I seen a bartender once, and he would go to the bar a lot, and yeah. Anyway, he's always in and out of my life.
Now, see, now this is the beauty of being distant, fellas. Okay, listen up here, guys. Being distant in that situation is genius. She invites you out, right? The quintessential example of I want to hang out with you tonight. She invites you to the bar. Now, do you know how powerful you seem if you go to the bar that she invited you to while she was drunk, and you just grab a drink and stay like 6 feet away from her and just like talk from afar for a little bit and like don't go all in like you would expect.
Yeah.
I
Don't
feel like
invite me to China.
then you have all the power. You don't invite her to China.
You
You
don't turn
know,
up to the
you
show
you
that I didn't invite you to.
you barely, you just bob and weave in the background, just like stay in the background. Like, have you ever have you ever been with your friends in like class when you were little, and the kid has a pack of gum, and then everybody's like, can I get a gum, can I get a gum, can I get a gum, and he's like, I'm not, just leave me alone. And then you just wait and you don't say anything, and then he's like, you know what, guys, hey, Marcello, do you want a gum? You're sitting there so politely and nicely. Well, maybe I should give you a gum. And I'm like, yeah, I'd love gum. And then you
Same with
just get it.
pussy. The pussy is gum. I've said so many words today on this podcast that I've never said before. Fabulous, yum, and pussy.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've never said that word and I can feel it.
Pussy.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Okay, so we're up to time. Plug yourself.
Great. My name is Marcello Hernandez. Okay. I'm about to start making some pretty cool videos. Check this out. I have
your videos are the best. Some of my Irish friends already follow you. They love your videos.
I have my camera, and I'm thinking about putting the green screen. I might be done with the green screen, but I'm gonna start putting like images up, and I just bought a microphone, so the audio is gonna be good. I'm gonna start making videos. You can put, my Instagram is at Marcello, MarcellohHDZ, and then that's pretty much where I put all my stuff. So yeah,
it's great.